I'm Al Bacon, and I would like to welcome you to my Let's Fix It Right channel for easy and straightforward solutions for your home improvement, maintenance, and repair needs and projects. And this is my faithful assistant Cody, who will help us get this project right with his dogged determination and helpful project tips. In this episode, Cody and I will show you how to repair damaged Capitred stair covers like a pro. Part 1 of this video shows how to repair the saw blade damage on the left, and part 2 on the right provides my process for repairing a sharp blow or cut damage caused by dropping a heavy metal object on a Capitred. My Capitred Like a Pro series of 6 videos provides you a complete set of capabilities to achieve high-quality, first-time professional results equivalent to mine. Episodes 60 and 61 show how to professionally build and install Capitred stair covers and risers. Episodes 62 and 63 show how to build and install a Capitred stair nose and irregular shaped Capitred stair tread cover. Episode 64 teaches you how to fix the exposed end of a Capitred, and this episode takes you through these repairs of a damaged Capitred. Together, these 6 videos enable you to achieve top-of-the-line craftsman results on your first attempt. To complete my stairwell, I had to install 13 Capitreds, including these 7 treads on my upper stairwell. After arriving at this landing and making a 180-degree turn, you'll see 6 more treads that I installed on my lower flight of stairs. You'll see in part 1 that I damaged one of these treads while cutting it. As a do-it-yourselfer, you'll most likely damage one or more of yours also, or possibly drop something heavy on one of them. Capitreds are expensive, consequently it's important for you to know how to make these repairs. While making one of my initial cuts with the saw blade turning in this direction, the blade took this chip off the leading edge of the Capitred. I placed the chip here so I could glue it to the Capitred when I returned to the basement. Prior to going into the basement, it's important to note that the solution for preventing this is to always lead with the Capitred nose into the saw blade, as I'm doing in this cut and throughout the rest of the project. I'm using fast-drying CA glue to glue the chip back in place. And you only need a small amount. After putting the chip in place, I cut the excess off after it dried. I use this CA glue, but you can use other bonding agents, glues, or epoxies. Most importantly, the repair came out great, and as I said, I cut this edge off prior to installing the Capitred. This is the final result of my repair, which is not detectable on the stairwell with my GoPro camera or the human eye without magnification. In order to see the repair, I had to zoom to a magnification of 12x with my Galaxy S21 phone camera, which is one of the best phone cameras in the industry. At a magnification of 12x, the repair finally comes into view, thereby validating my repair process. This concludes the first part of the video. In the second part, I'll show you how to repair a Capitred cover which is severely damaged by a heavy metal object. It's a good idea to keep several pieces of scrap Capitred in case you damage your stairwell with a heavy object later. To demonstrate my process for this repair, I'm going to repair a piece of scrap Capitred and show you how this repair is almost undetectable in the stairwell. Basically, we are going to simulate some severe damage from dropping a heavy steel item on a Capitred. Capitreds are expensive. Mine cost over $30 each. They are also very difficult to remove and replace if damaged later after they've been glued and nailed in place. Consequently, it's important for you to know how to make this repair almost undetectable if you accidentally damage a capper tread after finishing your stairwell installation. We'll use this scrap piece to inflict the damage on at this spot here, so let's give it a good whack with a wood chisel. And you can see I've given this a pretty good wallop. We'll first cut out the raised portions of this damage with a razor knife. Get the raised portion of that out of there. And then I would size the damage for a hole saw. So like I've got some sample hole saws here. You want to make it a very smooth cut around this. So in this case, I've got a hole saw of 7/8 of an inch. If you have a larger cut, you can go larger with your hole saw. So I think it's very important you make these cuts. We're going to remove this damaged area around it with a hole saw. So get this in here on the bench. Make sure we have it centered on the hole saw. And what we want to do is we want to cut down just deep enough through the surface of the capper tread, about 1/64th of an inch. You can see this one's delaminated a little bit in here, so it's not very thick. You just want to go down a little ways. And we're not quite there yet. There, we've got that down, and we removed the capper tread covering around the damage. As you can now see, we have a nice circular pattern cut with our hole saw. Next thing would be to clean this up a little bit. We've got some remnants. Clean this outer edge up just a little bit with our razor knife, so we get a nice clean cut around that surface, so we can cut and install our repair or replacement piece. Okay, so in addition to cutting with the razor knife, use some sandpaper to go around the edge to take that edge down just a bit. As you can see, you don't want to scar or mark up the covering around it, but this is very effective with the sandpaper, as you can see. I've cut a small repair piece from another tread with a matching surface design. We're going to cut our replacement piece from this area here, which matches identically. We'll next remove the skin from the laminate, as I did in episode 64, where I showed you how to cover the exposed end of a capper tread. And per my previous video, this skin comes off very easily. So let's get this all started. So we'll pull the skin off. You can see it comes off very easily. And throw the laminate in the trash. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we're going to use this portion of our repair skin to fill this gap, or this. I've cut off our area of interest, Prior to cutting out our circular repair piece, we need to remove the glue and debris from the backside. To do that, we'll use 150 grit sandpaper. We've now removed all the glue from the rear of the repair sheet. Next, we'll line up our circular template with the grain area on the repair sheet that matches the damaged area on the cap tread. From my experiences, I've learned that a 7/8 of an inch hole saw cut requires a 15/16 of an inch cut from the template. It's good to go high with the template and come back later and trim more off if needed. This ensures that you don't have to fill the gap with plastic, wood, or any other type filler. Okay, through careful examination, you may not be able to see this with this GoPro camera. Determine that this line of grain right here matches this line where it starts right here. So the lower edge, this is basically almost tangent to the lower edge of the repair piece. So we're going to line up our template. As I mentioned before, we're going 15/16 of an inch based on our practices, and I'll show you this in a minute and demo this to you. So we're going 15/16 of an inch, and you notice that all of our carbon, which is almost 1/8 of an inch wide, is deposited on the inside of the circular template. So we've got a nice smooth line there at about 1/8 of an inch wide. So basically what we're going to do now is cut this out, and we're going to go on the outer edge of that pencil line. And we're going to go out a ways. We want it to be a little bit larger because we can as I said before, we can always remove some. You can't put any back, and we prefer not to have to go with any plastic, wood, or any kind of a filler on a stair, on a piece of stair covering. So I'm cutting this out. As you can see, I'm going a little bit large. Okay, so I've got it cut with our pencil deposits here. You can see our carbon, and see if we can find the area. We notice that the grain sort of runs left to right here. So find the top and the bottom, and I believe this is the bottom and the top, and pretty darn close, as you can see. And actually, this area in here needs to be removed, and we'll continue doing this until we get this to line up perfectly in here. Okay, so as you can see here, I've got this pretty well taken down, and I also used the sanding paper to go around the outer edges, smooth out the outer edges to get a much better fit on this. And starting with using the 15/16 of an inch and coming down, we have a pretty darn good fit. As you can see here, grains lined up very nicely, and we're in great shape. Now, I would also like to mention that you should use just a small dab of heavy-duty construction adhesive. Apply it with the cotton swab here, or a very small dab of epoxy. Now, at this location, it's noticeable because we have a very small piece of cap tread flooring. But if you take it over here to the floor itself, and I'll show you this, and set it up in here, it blends in. You don't even notice it. So the repair is highly successful. You do notice it up close, but when you look at it in conjunction with the rest of the stairwell, it's not even noticeable. So with that said, this is a major success on how to repair a large gouge in your Capitred floor coverings. Lastly, the repair is not detectable in the stairwell with my GoPro camera or the human eye without magnification. So we'll zoom in and out to a magnification of 12x using my Galaxy S21 phone camera so you can see how the repair blends in. At a magnification of 12x, the repair finally comes into view, thereby validating my repair process. As we move out to a normal view, the repair is not detectable on the stairwell. This concludes this episode where Cody and I showed you how to easily fix Capitred stair cover saw damage and major damage caused by a sharp and heavy blow like a pro. As you can see, it's been a hard day's work for Cody. This episode completes my Capitred Like a Pro series. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and select the YouTube bell so YouTube will notify you of all my new projects immediately after I publish them. At this time, Cody and I are moving on to our next project. You're more than welcome to follow. In addition, if you have a great project that you want to post on my YouTube channel, email me some pictures and a brief description of it. If it qualifies for the Let's Fix It Right standards to help others, I'll interview you over the phone as a guest do-it-yourselfer, produce a high-quality video, and post it on my Let's Fix It Right channel. For the year following this posting, I'll share 50% of the potential YouTube benefits with you. If you have any subject matter requests or recommendations, please contact me. All of this said, I recommend that you subscribe to my channel, follow my projects, and save a bundle of money doing it.